Okay, so today's episode is just a little different. It is a Valentine's Day special episode. So if you have little ones in the room or maybe even some young ears that you would rather not hear this content, I would pop some earbuds in or listen in your car when you're driving down the road alone because we're going to get pretty spicy with this episode.
We were raised in a time when sex was not talked about. And I think the biggest thing is communication, what your expectations are and what you like and what you don't like. Because if you wait until you're in the heat of the moment or the other person that you're with is has expectations, but it's not been communicated, then you're just going to end frustrated all the time.
Welcome back to Her Health, Her Way. I'm Jen Kruba-Couch, and today we have a really fun topic. We are talking about Valentine's Day. If you are you're either super stressed about Valentine's Day coming up in a few weeks, or you are just avoiding it completely and you're going to pretend it's not happening. So we are going to talk about all the things today. We're going to talk about intimacy. We're going to talk about essential oils and how we can change and mix up your love life if it's feeling a little boring, or it's fantastic and you just want to spice it up some more. We have someone who can talk about this subject like no one I've ever seen before. She has no problem talking about sex, intimacy, lube, all the things, and it makes it really easy. You'll feel like you're talking to your best friend. Makes it fun. She is one of my favorite people to have when we've taught these for years, and you're the best teacher on this subject.
Oh, gosh.
And her name is Spring, and she is a good friend of mine from 10 plus years. We met through doTERRA. She is a former nurse. She's a mom of 2, and she also now is a caretaker for her. Is it your brother's 2 children?
My sister-in-law, yes, her 2 kids. Yeah.
And so you have four kiddos that you're basically taking care of. And Keith, your amazing husband, you guys live in Tennessee. So, thank you for being on. How are you?
I'm good. It's like a whirlwind. It's been a busy day, but I'm good. Thanks so much for having me. I'm honored to be here. Wow.
I know. Thank you for coming. I know today was a chaotic day and you literally just rolled in and were in your outfit from being out on the slopes and you're like, I gotta change.
If y'all knew what I just had on, I rolled up in this Essential Olympics sweatshirt and I went and changed real quick. So,
and she looks real cute, but then she looked Jen's in pink silk. I have to change.
Pink silk, full hair, all the things. So y'all get what you get. You get me and a quick change.
No, I love it. So let's talk maybe first about the elephant in the room that most people are potentially struggling with, whether they're in their 20s with little ones, 30s or 40s, but hormones and why romance tends to die in our 30s, 40s, 50s, maybe due to hormones. Let's talk a little bit about exhaustion, maybe what you have seen talking to friends and clients through the years, on why people get bored with sex. What happens?
Well, I think that sex and intimacy are something that, and maybe it's with our generation, Jen, because you and I are basically the same age. I don't look like Jen. Good grief. But believe it or not, we're very close in age. And I think that we were raised in a time when sex was not talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe our parents did talk to us a little bit about sex, but they wouldn't say all the words. And also it was something that we just were not, at least I wasn't. And the people that I talked to a lot were not taught to embrace it and to fully own their sexuality and talk about it and feel comfortable talking about it and educate themselves on it. And so I think when you hit your 30s, after, you've maybe had kids in your 20s or in your early 30s, and then hormone shift, and then you hit your 40s, and then you hit perimenopause. And then what in the hell is happening to my body? Right? Everything changes, but
right.
I know for me, I went from this life of you don't talk about sex to being married, and that's all your spouse wants to do. It's wait, there's just a lot of shifts that happen with all of us over the years. And one of the things that I talk about a lot with my friends and with clients is that you have to educate yourself on your hormones, your overall health, and
Mhm.
being healthy. And when you kind of take control of your health, whether it's through diet and exercise and supplements and moving your body and all of those things, using natural products to support your body's needs, that causes a shift in hormones itself.
Right.
And then when you do that, you kind of stabilize, I would say. Not really stabilize, but you kind of notice a shift in your body, you know? And I think the biggest thing is communication. So there's a lot of things at play. And, thankfully we have tools that we can use,
Right.
thankfully for our significant others, for our partners. Right. But it really kind of helps things along. And it doesn't mean that it's perfect all the time and that it's always easy. It just, having the right tools at your fingertips can be really, really helpful. So,
Right. Right. And I think you hit on a really important thing. Like when we are taking care of our bodies, I mean, that's probably the best foreplay is, moving and taking care of ourselves mentally and emotionally and giving ourselves the supplementation that we need and doing those things so that we feel good to, be with our partner and we feel good about ourselves. So those are some. But I know that talking to a lot of women in our age group, or even I've actually seen it younger, like women in their 30s. I loved the 30s. I was like, that's the raging 30s. But it seems like there's a lot, a lot of women who are experiencing perimenopause. I guess it varies from 30s, till older, but they're experiencing these big shifts in their 30s, and struggling. So what are a couple tools that you would recommend beyond some of our foundational wellness, like just supplementing with VMG and our E omegas and PB Restore as a foundation, but for hormone support, or balance, shutting off the brain, oil wise, like what would you maybe recommend to someone who's really struggling with mind chatter and crazy hormones and mood shifts and things like that?
well, the other thing besides VMG is the MetaPower Advantage. It's
Yes.
for kind of like stabilizing things in your body and really helping with things like lubrication and all of that. Like the advantage has been huge for me. And also just like overall aches and pains, because if you don't feel good in your body, then it affects everything, right? So
Mhm.
like if your joints hurt and you just feel gross overall, like it affects your life. And so I would say make sure that you're doing those foundational things, but also for women, the phytoestrogen and the bone nutrient complex are really good for just helping to balance all of our hormones, but not just for women, for men as well, because that phytoestrogen complex helps to balance those false estrogens. And when
Mhm.
men have too much false estrogen, it causes their estrogen testosterone balance to be off and it weakens their testosterone and it causes them to have hormone issues. And so just being educated on that and knowing
Right.
like supplements to take is really, really important. But I would also say, as far as like daily essential oils, the Yarrow Palm essential oil blend is really, really good for helping to balance hormones and kind of make you feel a little spark. Now, I will say this. Um, I do have some people in my life who started using Yarrow Palm and got like really horny,
Yeah.
like a big emotional overwhelm. And so I would just say, like, know your body. Essential oils are really short lived in the body. So, like, if you start using Yarrow Palm, the oil blend, and you notice like maybe emotionally you feel overwhelmed, but you're really horny, then you might want to back off. Like if you start feeling like you're a little sad but horny at the same time, then maybe don't use that. But it is really a good option to have at your fingertips.
Mhm.
I like to use it on my skin, and sometimes I'll take a couple drops internally, but I use it on my skin every day, and so it's just a
Mhm.
way for me to kind of get that hit of Yarrow Pom for hormone balancing.
Yeah.
And another
They read that capsule. They do that capsule. Although
complex.
it made me angry when I first started taking it. There was like an angry period, and then I leveled off. So I'm not sure what that was.
Rage sex.
I had rage.
Not that.
Things are raging.
No.
As I said, the raging 30s. It was in my
Oh
30s.
my gosh. Well, and I think that it's really important to just know your body and know how you're affected by, if you notice that something is off when you start using a new supplement or a new oil, then just stop using it. It's okay. You don't have to lock in
Right.
forever, you know?
Well,
But the beauty complex is good. I would also say Immortelle. That blend, it says the anti-aging blend, but it is so good for prostate health for men.
mhm.
It's really good for just kind of balancing hormones with women. It's super easy to apply. And I like to take the roller bottle and split it into three and dilute it down because it is very potent.
Yeah.
But it's just a great dailies oil, especially for men, and it doesn't smell real like florally or
Right.
citrusy or minty. It's, a lot of really earthy balancing oils, but it's great for balancing hormones, really good for prostate health. And for men, they can apply it to their lower abdomen and they can even apply it to their taint. It's the little area in between their balls and their butthole. But if
Right.
you have somebody in your life, your partner, and they struggle with prostate health, like it's really important to talk about that and apply Immortelle daily to just help calm things down.
Right.
Men don't like to talk about it, but
No.
it's
But
important and
they probably won't even know if you just, put it on and
just slap it on. Don't slap it, but put it on, like go easy. Go
Yeah.
easy.
Go easy. Go easy. You do a massage with the Immortelle blend. No,
Yeah.
I like you do that in the threes. I haven't heard of it in the threes like that. And your tip on Meta Power Advantage is so spot on. Do you remember when that product was released and then somebody we know, they ended up getting pregnant with their 10th baby
Yes.
because they were like, it made us so horny. And we were in our 20s. We were both taking it. Yeah. So
Yes.
that product is yours spot on. I love that product. Collagen, 9 types of collagen. Oh, it's like got all the
And yeah,
in there.
yeah, NADA makes your cells feel alive and happy. And when you feel good in your body, you do good in your sex life.
Yeah. Yeah. Lots of energy. I mean, I do remember there was like about a week where I was actually sleepy when I first started taking it and then everything shifted. Okay. So we kind of just wanted to set the stage that hormones sometimes are the cause if you're struggling in the bedroom area and intimacy with sexual relations. So we talked about hormones, and now we're going to shift a little bit to feeling that attraction in allure again by maybe some tips and tricks on what essential oils we can use. We know being irresistible is not always about your weight, your age. It's really confidence. We know pheromones are a huge part of attraction with people, and the natural chemistry. But let's talk about how to make yourself feel better. We know we have essential oils and they work with every person's body chemistry uniquely. Let's talk about some of your favorites, some of the things that are great for men, women, things you can pop in the diffuser if you're maybe partner is not as open to applying essential oils. Yeah, let's talk about a little bit of that on to set the stage to help them in the mood. And we are airing this episode well before Valentine's Day, a couple weeks. So you want to start to play with this stuff now, right?
Mhm.
Like you don't want to just like go full fledged oils, throw them at your partner on Valentine's Day, and they're like, got peppermint up the places you don't want it and cinnamon burning them. We don't want a bad experience. So we're gonna start
Yeah.
playing with this stuff now. This is why I'm airing this before Valentine's Day.
I would say that even before we talk about oils, we need to talk about communication because it's really important because I think a lot of people don't talk to their spouse, to their partner, to the person that they're having an intimate relationship with. And
Right.
communication is really key. So even before we get to oils and all the scents and all of that, make sure you're having conversations about what your expectations are and what you like and what you don't like. Because if you wait until you're in the heat of the moment or the other person that you're with is has expectations, but it's not been communicated, then you're just going to end frustrated all the time. So my disclaimer on that is you can try all the things, but if you're not having the conversation,
Right.
then you're going to just end up hot and bothered and pregnant. So that's no good for anybody. But, years ago, coming into this world of essential oils and smells and all of that, it was really eye-opening for me, like how important those smells can be in the bedroom, you know?
Mhm.
And I think early on, I had a friend of mine come to me and say, like, I'm really struggling with like not having any desire at all, like frigidity. And what do you have? And I was like, I don't know. Let me look it up. I had no idea. So I grabbed a bottle of Whisper and I gave it to her. And the next class that we did, her husband said, I don't know what you gave her, but honey, I'd pay $1 million for whatever it was. He was like, I can't peel her off me. And I was like, honey, and it was Whisper of all things.
Of all the things, right?
Of
Because
all
so
the
that out of
things.
the bottle, it's maybe not what you would be like, I want to put that on, right?
Totally. Like it's definitely something that I would say is like an acquired scent that you kind of have to get used to for a lot of people.
Mhm.
But that's why communication is important, right? Because if you don't like the scent, you need to be able to say, I don't like the way that smells.
Right.
Whisper is great. Our sense of smell is so powerful. And if something stinks, you're not going to want to like put it in your body. You know what I mean?
No.
You
You
don't
don't want to be kissing on it.
exactly. You don't want to be touching it. So
Yeah.
the way things smell can really influence the way that you feel and how aroused you are. So grab your oil tools. The Whisper Blend is great for helping with frigidity specifically. So if you're just like, I'm never in the mood, I don't really like, it's like a feeling of coldness, right? Where you're just like,
Mhm.
I don't want
Yeah.
that. Apply some Whisper behind your ears to your pulse points. If
Mhm.
you don't love the way that it smells, then pair some citrus with it to kind of brighten it up. You can put mint with it, super mint or peppermint, but just keep it like at your pulse points and don't put it on your privates because if you put mint on your privates, it's gonna make you burn. It's not
Yeah,
fun.
it's not pleasurable. Some people do like that though. We'll talk more about that, but
We will, but
no.
weirdos. I'm just kidding.
Or we can worm oils. They're so much better.
There is the floral oils are generally the oils that women
Mhm.
like for
Mhm.
arousal. Um,
Mhm.
Jasmine and rose, gardenia, those are all um ones that you can grab that kind of like in neroli. I call
Yeah.
it neroli on the nightstand.
Yeah.
Um, I keep it by my nightstand because it smells so good
Yeah.
and it really is an arousal oil.
Mhm.
So try them
Right.
before and see what people, your partner, notices as kind of like a turn on, right?
Yeah.
Ylang ylang is one that is great for some people for
Yeah.
arousal, setting the mood, but y'all,
Go the other way fast.
Jen, it smells like cat pee to me. Ugh. I smell it. I'm like,
I'm not a ylang ylang fan either.
I'm
Mm-mm.
not. And I remember Dr. telling a story
Yeah.
about his friend asking him what to use for him and his wife. And he said, Dr. Hill, I took your advice and I used ylang ylang and I can't keep my wife away from me. And Dr. Hill said, being a man who is smart, I said, I'm going to do this. So he went home and put ylang ylang all over his body while his wife was in the bathroom. And she came out and she said, what is this? Somebody needs to go shower. It was horrible.
That did not turn out for him.
It didn't turn out for him, but for some people, they can smell ylang ylang. And it's like, honey, curls her toenails
Yeah.
backwards, you know?
Yep.
So I would say go through your oils and you can always grab a modern essentials book and you can
Right.
just look up oils for arousal. But typically, floral oils are going to be those oils that turn you on a little bit.
Yeah. And I love spicy cinnamon. Those are probably like my number one. Like I love anything with the spices, which I read a study. I don't know if it was like a real true study, but they said the biggest aphrodisiac for men is smelling pumpkin pie, which has, cinnamon, nutmeg. I don't know if it's true.
That's so funny. Okay, honey, we're
I
gonna.
heard that, but I don't know. We should maybe check that, see if that's real.
Yeah.
Don't know. Put some pumpkin pie oils in your diffuser in your bedroom.
Put some harvest spice in there.
Yep.
Call
But
it
the
a day.
morning oils are nice as long as they're diluted down, but they will fire you up too, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
So, what about the ankle oil trick? Have you
Well,
oils on your ankle?
yes, you got oil, you got reflex points
Yeah.
around your ankles for all of your reproductive organs.
Hmm.
So it's a great place to apply your oils for arousal. Another great oil for arousal is sandalwood. It's really, really good Hawaiian sandalwood, regular sandalwood, pick a sandalwood. It's nice and it's really nice around the ankles. You can use your floral oils with it. You can use your spicy oils like cinnamon with it as well.
Yeah. So, yeah, like we're talking about those spicy oils, those are warm. So always dilute, dilute, dilute. And when we say dilute, use like a fractionated coconut oil. Just,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, yes. I think that um, if you've ever like looked up reflexology,
Hmm.
look it up and look at your feet, your ankles, your toes, your
Yeah.
hands, and apply those oils there. It's really, really, really nice.
Oh, yeah. A hand massage is like amazing. Yeah.
Yes, yes,
I mean, you
yes.
can sit on the couch, if you are deciding to stay in for Valentine's Day, you've got littles, or that's just your thing. You just want to stay in and binge on Netflix and be in comfy sweats. If you need to start the party, start getting some cinnamon, so, giving a hand massage, right?
Yes,
All right, get that party started.
yes, honey, yes.
All right, let's move to intimate application. Talking about creating anticipation with scent. You talked a little bit about the story with Dr. Hill, but I've heard other couples say they know when their wife or husband puts an oil in the diffuser, they know what they're thinking. So, yeah, that can be a trigger.
Yes.
They tend to share on diffusing recipes.
User what? Again, it all comes down to personal preference, right, Jen? Because like you put ylang in there for me or you would be like,
We're running for the hills.
is not it. But you can find even like I love master blends where you get, I don't have one close to me, but where you get a 30 ml glass bottle with a dropper top and create a blend for the diffuser where you just dump whole bottles of oil in there, kind of mix it up. But I love to do that. And you can do that for like your bedroom blend, like call it your, spicy night blend or bedroom blend or whatever, and just kind of play around with it. And that could even be like a date night thing, where you kind of get together, you do date night and you come up with the blend that you love for your bedroom, you know? Um, I know that we talk about Frank being like the oil for everything, but it really is, and it's great in the diffuser. Another one that I really like is vetiver, and I love patchouli. Like those are
Actually, with Whisper.
me too. Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Oh, my Whisper. Yeah. Try
Yeah.
that one. Slice it up for Keith tonight after your day on the slopes.
Listen, bless his heart. Um, but even aside from that, like making like oil blends for massage or using like products that we already have, one of my favorite is the Beautiful Body Mist.
Oh, that one.
Jen, tell us about it, Jen. I saw your face. You said
Stuff to do with that beautiful body mist.
it is so good. Like it is so good on your body, and it's really good in your body too. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, as a lube, but it's great because it smells so nice. But it's also got really, really good oils in it for moisturizing the skin, and it's great to use as a lubricant, as lube. Like it's nice, isn't it, Jen?
It's very nice. You can just, I mean, if you don't want to worry about making up some special massage blend, just spray them down.
Yeah.
Slip inside.
Well, and let's not forget fractionated coconut oil.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the best lube. Like, don't
Yeah.
find that garbage stuff at the sex toy stores. I'm
Do I tell the disclaimer that you taught me? Essential oils and condoms don't mix well.
They don't, Jen. Why is that?
Cool. They'll break them down.
Bring them down, and then you might end up with a baby with an essential oil baby. We don't want that, right? Like, But essential oils will break down um, condoms. So in latex, like you want to make sure that if you're using toys with your essential oil products, that you're cleaning them and you're not using the essential oils directly on those things because it will break them down. But essential oils are fine to use with silicone. Just make sure that you're diluting them with fractionated coconut oil. I mean, you can use coconut oil, fractionated coconut oil. You can use olive oil. That's not my favorite, but anything like grapeseed oil, like any of those oils, argan oil, there's a lot that you can use, but just make sure that you're not cleaning your, don't get
You
it.
want to keep the integrity of the latex. Oh my gosh. So funny. Oh my gosh, so funny. Okay. I was going to say, Dr. Kelly teaches something in her hormone class about Palm serum and geranium, right? Is that her that taught that? Or maybe it wasn't.
Probably, it's probably her. I mean, geranium is like a,
Yeah. It doesn't smell the best.
oh,
So, how do you get around that one?
listen, I cannot stand the way that geranium smells. But if you want to make a lube, get you a bottle of fractionated coconut oil and get like a full bottle, and you can pop the orifice reducer out the top. I don't have one here close by.
Yeah.
But then in that bottle, you can add oils to make like a lube. And the sticker comes off the outside of the fractionated coconut oil bottle. So you can take the sticker off so that you know that it's not like just fractionated coconut oil.
Yeah.
But in that, a couple of drops. When I say a couple, I mean like no more than like 5. Start with less because you can always add more, but a couple of drops of geranium. And then I like to add aroma touch.
Mm.
Oh, it's
Though.
really nice, but it's not bad. It's not bad.
It was dilute. So dilute.
Yeah. So do like 3 to 4, maybe 5 drops of geranium, like 3 to 5 drops of aroma touch, and like 4 or 5 drops of sandalwood.
Mm. That's a nice blend.
It'll blow your hair back. I'm just saying.
If someone's watching this or listening, I should say, on just the audio only, they need to go to our YouTube and watch the video. It's so good.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm just telling you, it's an incredible loop. In fact, I made it. I have a group, a mastermind group of all women, like
Yeah.
successful business owners, and I'm all of it. And listen, it blew their hair back. It like changed their lives. It's so good. And you can get creative. You can add black pepper. That's another good one to add to that. Some people do like peppermint. So you can
Let's talk about temperature play with peppermint. That one, that'll shut me down.
What is it usually on Jen? Everybody go watch the video and watch Jen's face. She said,
Shut you down. But I have so many people who love it for that. And I'm just like,
here's the thing. What I generally educate with peppermint is that men and children interpret the menthol as hot. I don't know what it is in their brains, that in general, men will always respond to peppermint as it's a hot oil. It's not. It's a cooling oil.
Right.
But for some reason, their brains interpret that as hot. But some men like that. And so if you want to use it, I do have friends whose partners love straight peppermint on their right, not diluted. Wow. Now, for me, if that happens, that gets near me, it's gonna make me mad.
You think?
Jen, it can be it's too much. But for some people, so the thing with peppermint or any oil, peppermint, cinnamon, any oil that is hot or very stimulating to the skin, if you get that on your genitals, so if you get on the penis, if you get it in the vagina, you want to make sure that you use coconut oil to stop the feeling. If you immediately will get in the shower, you are going to end up at the ER. Water makes it worse. So part of being having this conversation around essential oils in the bedroom and using these, oils are powerful, very potent, they're strong tools, but remember, water makes them even more powerful. Essential oils are diluted or calmed down by other oils. So it needs to be fractionated coconut oil, olive oil, regular coconut, pick an oil, but don't use water. So if you're going to use peppermint, supermint, spearmint, all of these are great oils in the bedroom if they're diluted. So if you get them and you have like more than what you need, put tons of coconut oil with it
Yeah.
and just turn it into something fun.
Yeah. I love your idea on, I think when you're with a partner for a long time, there could be some boredom. I love your idea of like creating massage blends for date night, or, like this episode is focused on Valentine's Day, but this could be like date night anytime, just spice things up or whatever. Um, and then I know I've heard things on bergamot. I think Lauren spoke a lot about bergamot, specifically an oil to diffuse for women who are very perimenopause, menopause. So I don't know if you have anything to share on that one. I was just thinking of that one.
Yeah, it's a great oil for hormone balancing. And it can definitely be something that is stimulating for some. And it's great, like again, diluted because it's citrus. Citrus is another one. I mean, I don't, Jen, you've been doing this a long time, and so have I. And I feel like there's always somebody who calls and is like, "Huh, I have set myself on fire." And I'm like, well, what did you do? Like, well, it was bergamot or it was
Yeah.
wild orange. Like, because wild orange you wouldn't think is hot, but honey, you get in like the tissue undiluted and it will, it's fun. So I think that, like, again, this is all about like trying and then being ready to dilute. But I'm telling you, when I say get ready for your hair to be blown back, like there is something about some of these oils. And
Yes, you got to mix it up a little bit.
I'm telling you, I'm just gonna say this: a dab of geranium. I'm not talking a drop. I'm talking a dab of geranium.
The top of the bottle.
Just cut the top of the bottle with a little bit of fractionated coconut oil,
Mm-hmm.
and you just dab the clitoris with that. And I'm telling you right now, it'll make your tongue so hard you won't even be able to talk. Jen,
Oh my God, I love you. You are so fun.
so good.
But this has been universally known in the essential oil world. Like this is like the secret of
It's
of the
secret.
lady,
Now you know.
the oil community.
Now you know.
Shout out. But that's
It is.
sure our secret.
Make sure you dilute it.
We're done. Oh no, I love it. All right. So we talked a little bit about Valentine's pressure. Sometimes people, maybe new relationships or
Mhm.
like even long-term relationships, long marriages, like have a little bit of anxiety about Valentine's Day, like either like let's just pretend we're not doing anything, or like, like but life is short. We know that there's no guarantee for tomorrow. So let's have some fun like with life, right? So this is something that's very simple, but let's practice before Valentine's Day. Right? We don't want to kill it though. We also don't want to have terrible experiences where we finally get them to the point where they're in the mood and then a disaster happens, right?
Right.
So our best advice is to keep a bottle of fractionated oil very close and start very, very slow, right?
Yes. Yes.
You don't want to shut down the open of the mind to do this.
And also have patience with yourself, right? Like, especially at like even our age,
Hmm.
like I'm almost 50, like hormones are so weird. And I think that again, that communication and having fun, communication, having fun, and just being patient. Because I mean, you could have a hormone shift 30 minutes before you're ready to like what you thought you were gonna do, whatever. And then suddenly, like, you hate that person, right? It's like, what happened? I'm full of rage. But like, go grab your tools and like just reset and
Mhm.
like just have fun with it. I think I think that's why people love this part of what we do when it comes to like the Valentine's Day, right? Where it's like, oh, I didn't know that I could use that for that. You kind of forget. And it's easy for us to forget all of the fun stuff that we have at our fingertips. But the expectation around Valentine's Day is so weird. I'm like, are we doing this still? Okay, we're still doing this, whatever. But be patient with yourself, because if the expectation is high and, who knows like what's going on today, you can not be in the mood. So just use your tools, get the diffuser going, like do some linen sprays with, things that make you feel good about yourself. and be patient and grab that fractionated coconut oil and honey
And the dab of geranium.
and sandalwood too. Sandalwood is
Sandalwood, yeah. Yeah, I like sandalwood probably better. It's just gentle and I don't know. It's there's a seductiveness to sandalwood. Yeah, I
yes.
love it. And I still love a little cinnamon.
Y'all, I'm telling you, Jen's putting cinnamon in places.
Cinnamon. I like the warmth. I hate the mintiness. Yeah. I
Well,
don't love that.
Jen, a lot of women like cinnamon massaged into
Mhm.
their abdomen, lower
Yeah.
abdomen, because it's so warming and it's very,
Ginger. I love ginger, even though it doesn't smell great, but like I love ginger. Like my body responds to ginger. Love it.
yeah. And if you are using it as a massage, it can help to relax and warm and yeah, good stuff. Good stuff.
Oh yeah. Um, so there's I actually had Dr. Troutman on, and she's a fantastic doctor. But we talked a lot about intimacy. We talked a little bit about intimacy, I should say, but she talked a lot about responsive desire versus spontaneous, which spontaneous is what when you envision what you see on like movies and soap operas and you walk in the room and you like you go and you just are at each other like that's not really reality, right? I mean, maybe not always, but there are times. Empty nesters get that, right? Kids are out of the house.
They Jen, tell us about it.
You know me too well. I love this topic, but you talk about it the best. But responsive desire or even scheduling intimacy, there's like nothing wrong with that. There's I think that sometimes we think everything should look like the movies, and it has to be the fireworks and the craziness, but it can very easily be scheduled.
Mhm.
You have to learn to respond to your partner. I don't know if you have anything to thoughts on that or the mental load that people are having day to day or sleep deprivation or stress, like it's just really hard to like turn that off. You need that hour maybe before bed to just reset that mind, which
Yeah.
then goes into communication, like you said.
Yes, and I just think that we have to like get to a place where we have realistic expectations. Like I think that for a long time, I know for me and a lot of my circle, it has been, you know, the expectation has been really high because what the things that we don't talk about, you know? So being able to like work on all the things because it's life is crazy and our bodies are crazy and there's a lot of influence on our bodies and it causes things to be haywire. So I think that like understanding that, having a lot of grace for yourself and saying like, I don't look like I thought I was going to look like when I was, 20. I thought when I was 40, I was going to be like a hot mom. And here I am, like the stress of the world has hit me. And that with your mind and how you
Right.
respond to things. And so I think that just being like able to communicate and also like dial in a daily routine for yourself. If you
Mm-hmm.
can't do anything, like do a few things to just be good to yourself. And that goes a really long way with intimacy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's so true. I feel like intimacy, sex is all like here. It's all like mindset. It's all how you feel
For women,
about
especially
yourself. Yeah, for women, yeah, I shouldn't say for men. They can just perform.
they they really, I mean, seriously, like the wind shifts and they're like ready to go. And I think that that it's hard for them to understand, especially like the older that we get. Like,
Mhm.
oh my gosh, I'm like, seriously, do you realize that for 40 years, 30 years, I've had a period every month where I'm like hemorrhaging, I'm like, and then I still have to like take care of the kids and do all the things.
Right.
But they don't have to think about that. And so we just have a lot more going on. And I think that
Yeah.
it's really important to like understand that like for women, like about 20 minutes of clitoral stimulation before we can even have orgasm, that's just that part of it. That has nothing to do with this part, like what's happening right in our head. And so that
Yeah.
connection through communication is really important. And it's not just like I'm thinking about sex, so I want to have sex in 5 minutes. It's like it's the whole day, the whole week, the whole month for us, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So finding those things that can be arousing are really important. Through scent, it's very important. Through touch, it's very important, and through connection. So we have the tools. Like I'm so grateful that we have those tools. It doesn't mean it's always going to be perfect, right? Like nobody's life is always perfect, but we do have tools to make it better.
Yeah, yeah, and you don't want it to feel like a job. You want to be able to enjoy it. I mean, that's what it was created to be. It's
Mhm.
God created it. I mean,
Yeah.
it was made for our pleasure. So, and procreation, and it shouldn't be. I think there's been stigma around it. I think as a child, not. I feel like my parents were so loving and
Oh yeah.
playful, and I had a great model for that. Sort of intimacy. So it was never maybe like frowned upon. But I think other like church and you weren't quite sure. Like it was more of a procreation type thing. But it's a beautiful thing, and I love hearing stories from my like a great aunt and fun things that she shares with me. So it's so fun and beautiful in so many ways. And I want people to feel like it's something that they can enjoy. And even though we're older, that doesn't mean we're dead. Isn't that what Peggy always says?
That's right.
But I'm not dead. So, oh yeah, I definitely feel like there's a lot of things that we shared on here. We talked about diffusing. We talked about taking care of your body. I do have an ebook that I'll link up with a bunch of recipes. So we've used that in the past, with all those fun recipes. Serums, bath salts, bedroom linen sprays that actually give you some tried and true recipes that we've used. Spring gave you a lot of options, and we'll try to break some of those down in the show notes too. But yeah, any other well, self care is the best foreplay. We talked a little bit about that. We didn't talk much about. I don't know if you like that oil, passion. I honestly, personally, surprisingly, is not a favorite of mine, but a lot of people love that oil, and that oil is specific for romance and
I don't
intimacy.
like it, Jen.
I know. So, like, yeah, right. So if you go to order oils and you see passion and you think, oh, this has got to be one, that doesn't mean that you'll love it.
Well, it's very heavy. That's the only way that I know how to describe it. Is that it's
Yeah.
a very heavy scent. But my daughter, she's 17. When that blend came out, she was like, I don't know, like 12. I don't. We've
Yeah.
had it for a few years. She was obsessed with it.
Aw.
How? Well, what is that smell? She loves it. So I'm like, watch out for whoever her partner is, honey. She gonna be passioned up.
She's a passionate gal.
Yes.
That's me
Yes.
too.
Yeah.
Before we end, since we're coming kind of to our time to close, let's talk about a plan for people. Okay, right.
Okay.
We talked a little bit about, hey, let's try some of these things out, not on Valentine's Day. Let's not like freak our partner out, throw oils at them. They come home to a ylang ylang bomb in the house and they're like, what's going on? But you know, let's start really slow with maybe I mean, I think I'm a massage therapist, so I love touch. I love massage myself. My love language is touch. Like that's for me that's like my favorite. So, but we can just use a couple of drops of those oils with our fractionated coconut oil and do a massage that helps the body relax, that helps to de-stress, right? Like that could be a very simple starting point. Beyond maybe some light oils diffusing if they're brand new. I mean, some of our listeners are like, they're like us. They know a lot about oils, but maybe they've just not used them for a while, right?
I was gonna say, like, challenge yourself to like open up your oil drawer and pull it out and go through and just start smelling your oils again and
Mhm.
figure out a couple of scents. And what I like to do is I like to take the tops off of like 3 or 4 bottles that I think might smell good together and just run them under my nose like all together instead of like picking up each one and trying to guess what they
Yeah.
smell like. Or you can just do like a finger tap with like 3 or 4 different fingers and then just like rub them all together and smell. But maybe challenge yourself to go through pull out your big old pile of oils because we know you got them, and maybe just pick a couple, open up your Modern Essentials book, or just get on the Google and Google oils for intimacy and see what's up and see what you have, and maybe just start there because going into like Valentine's Day, whatever, let's not even make it about Valentine's Day. Let's make it about sexual
Life. Yeah.
Yes. And like come up with a plan and be like, okay, I want to work on this. So let me see what smells I like. Let me see what smells my partner likes and start there. Just challenge yourself to do that. And listen, if you start, my husband has always said, men don't like oils until they're used in the bedroom where they smell like money. You know what I'm saying? If your partner doesn't like oils, use them in the bedroom and blow their hair back with them, and then they'll love them. You know what I'm
I
saying?
love the oils.
That's right. That's right.
No, that's so funny. Keith. I can't even imagine him saying that. He's so quiet. He
He's
comes
quiet.
off with the funniest stuff, though.
That's why he has me.
Yes, I know. Opposites attract. No, that's awesome. So I love your ideas on testing those oils, using them for massage. We gave some really great tips once you're ready to dive in a little deeper on sensitive parts and apply them there. Um, yeah, and if you're brand new to oils, just go slow. Like we don't want to yeah, we don't want to mess up when you're finally mentally ready to like get back to some of those things. And everybody's coming from a different place. Like we probably remember when our kiddos were young, Valentine's Day was mostly spent at home after they went to bed, right? Like that was the time, but you're usually really tired as a young mom. So try to create that special ambiance. And there are so many health benefits, though, just to having sex. Like having sex regularly is huge for health in so many ways. And
Yeah.
so it's important. And multiple times a week is fantastic for like reducing lots of things. So we want you, if wherever you are in your intimacy level, we want to support that with some of these tools, and we hope that each of you can pick one thing that we talked about today and incorporate it in your week, and then a couple for Valentine's Day since you have time to play. Make it fun, make life sweet, and love on your partner, right?
And then tell us what you used and tag Jen on Facebook. I'm just kidding.
My kids, I hope they don't watch this episode. I'll be like, Mom, that works. Do your kids watch your stuff? And they,
Oh, but I mean, I talk about all this with my kids, so
yeah, I bet you do. I mean, you're my favorite person to talk about with this. I was like, we have to do a Valentine's Day issue or episode. I know who we need. And oh my gosh, so fun.
oh, I would just say this. Remember that sex is like a muscle.
Yep.
And the more you work it, the stronger it gets. And so if you don't use it, then you don't
Yep.
want it.
Right. That is so true. Yeah. Yep. I'm not gonna give it up. So I don't lose that muscle.
Okay, Jen, we know what muscle you're using.
Oh, no. That's so funny. No, like I said, I feel very blessed that my family always was just, advocating that in relationships. It wasn't like a bad thing or a gross thing or a weird thing. It was, meant to be in marriage and a healthy thing. So yeah, I love it. Yeah, any final thoughts before we shut it down and let them to their devices and oils and all the fun that we
Don't be scared to experiment. Don't forget your fractionated coconut oil. Keep it at the ready for dilution. And don't forget to communicate. Communication is the number one thing for a healthy sex life.
That's awesome. No, this was so good. Thank you so much, Spring, for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Special,
Yes.
spicy episode, and
It wasn't
Spring.
even that spicy, Jen.
We kept it pretty good, pretty PG. We didn't. Well, I don't know if that was PG. That was probably R, but I should rate this R. But It was good. And we would love to hear your feedback. Don't be shy unless you need to be anonymous somehow, but we would love to hear what you maybe have used, what worked, what didn't work. Share and tag everything with spring. We'll be sure to link up how to reach out to you because you're so fun to follow on socials and all the things. But yeah, if you liked this content, please give us a like, a subscribe, and we will keep bringing wellness to your home.